You're going to see problems with tables like this. And the first one here says f of g of 6, but we got to use the table. So the first one, if you can just ignore, just to start with, the f part, the f function, and just look at g of 6, just start with g of 6 first, all right? So I'd say, well, this is telling us that x equals 6, which is right here. Okay, now that's for my g function, which tells us that the corresponding y value is 7, meaning g of 6 equals 7. So this means, so we have g of 6 equals 7, which would be kind of like an ordered pair, right? 6, 7. But now, instead of f of g of 6, I now have f of, instead of g of 6, it's now f of 7. So this is telling us for function f, I need to find where x equals 7. So I see x is 7. I'm looking for my f function now, which shows its corresponding y value is 4. So f of 7 equals 4, which means that f of g of 6, g of 6 became 7, so f of 7 is 4. That is all. The next one, this has function f twice, and that's okay. But again, let's just start with the first one. Let's start with f of 8 right there. So again, this tells us that x equals 8 first for this first function for f of 8. Okay, I don't care about the second function right now. I'm just focusing on the one in the parentheses, f of 8. Well, it says 8 right there. The f function is showing a 0 value. That means f of 8 equals 0, which means now I've got a function f. Instead of it being function f of 8, I now know function f of 8 is 0. So in the end, now that I've done one, I now know I'm just looking for f of 0. And so again, this tells us here that x equals 0. So I find x is 0 right here. Its corresponding f function value would be 2. Done.